Hello. Again, my name is Janice, and this is my digital portfolio. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Although this portfolio was this course's most lengthy and tedious project, it's definitely the most meaningful. What better way to showcase your skills than a portfolio easily accessible via internet? Like I previously mentioned, this task was not easy. There was a thought behind every decision for this portfolio, from the color of the layout to the font used. At first, I was very skeptical because I felt like what I wanted to create was going to be inappropriate for my audience. But after speaking with my instructor and critically thinking about it, I decided that it would not benefit me or the viewer to limit myself creatively for fear of judgment. I understood the professionalism involved within this creation, so I took that and intertwined it with my own personal, funky taste. My modern layout is bold and to the point, so I decided to add my own twist with the Andy Warhol art pieces. I absolutely love pop art. I think it meshed well with the color scheme and is a perfect reflection of who I am. While at first sight I am bold and to the point, submerged under that layer I have a quirky, silly, peculiar side. Speaking of layers, my homepage consists of 3 images of myself in different states. I use these images as a metaphoric representation of my attributes as a composer. I am very versatile, so I can be joyful, humorous, and profound when needed. The song choice was kind of a no-brainer for me. I chose All Falls Down by Kanye West. West is one of my favorite artists, and this is definitely one of my favorite songs off of one of my favorite albums of all time. So, why not? I chose the instrumental version because I felt that the words would take away from my portfolio as opposed to adding to it. The beat is soulful and powerful enough on its own. The pieces I chose, I feel categorize me as a composer, from audio mashups to persona poems. I didn't limit myself to just writing pieces, and I tried to incorporate every genre of work that I had available. I also didn't want to clutter my page, so I chose wisely. As far as my theory of composing is concerned, I still agree with many of the facets that I addressed within my first theory. Once you begin to compose, you break free of outside influences, strip away bias, rules, and confinements until you're left with your naked thoughts and inspiration. Composing is the art of creation, and a part of you will always live within your piece. It's a reflection of you. Composition differs by genre. You wouldn't use the same process to create a leisure piece that was directed for your entertainment purposes that you would use for an article for your job at a newspaper, would you? Writing leads to compositions. Anyone can write anything down, but not everyone can compose. Writing is the foundation of composition, but creativity, emotion, and vision, among other factors, are the building blocks of the structure. Without these, you cannot make a connection with your audience, which is also another important term. Speaking of which, Bitzer presents the rhetorical situation as a facet of rhetoric that finds a clearer audience with exigence. One must consider the situation and happenings around them as well as the audience to make the most appealing discourse possible. Another key term that is an extreme contributor towards the composing is Yancey's beloved reflection. It's true, technically you reflect after you've composed, and you're probably wondering how that has anything to do with it. But ultimately, the reflections are what influence the remainder of your composing days, whether you notice it or not. Reflections are what help you notice what you did correctly and what you need to improve on for the next time. The more you reflect on your composing process, the more you get to know yourself and what works best for you, making the process less stressful every time. Good writing, I believe, is writing that is distinctive and matchless, writing that is cherished. Style plays a vital role in creations in which readers fall in love with the way something is written rather than the actual writing. A million people can write about the same topic, but if you have your own true style, no one can ever compare. When people fall in love with your writing and your style in particular, that's when you know you've reached them. You've truly composed. That's all I have for now. I want to thank you for taking your time out to look at my digital portfolio. Navigate as freely as you'd like. Enjoy!